Good afternoon to all. I'm fine, David. So, in previous lab session, we already discussed most of the section of lab manual. Okay. In this lab session, we complete entire lab manual. Okay. And we discuss about your final solution about your problem and what research you do for your problem statement and where you reached. Okay, so in today's lab session, we complete entire lab manual. Some of the portions are still remaining, so we will complete that. Then after we go for the discussion with you regarding the final solution of your problem. If you don't find, then I will guide you regarding that. Okay. So in next lab session, that is next week, you have to give final presentation. That is the 7th August, right? So that day, that is the last lab session for this DTPS subject. And in that lab session, you have to give your final presentation. Okay. So make sure you can keep the notes for this also, what things you have to include in your final presentation. So first slide is your title page, your title slide, where the name of team members and the enrollment numbers are there. Problem statement title, okay, Marwadi University logo, fine. So that becomes your title page. Then after the index slide always give you like which topic you covered in your PPT. So give the name of topics that you covered in your PPT. That is the index page, or we can say the roadmap page. Fine. Then in the next slide, you have to elaborate your problem statement. Just a second. How much time have for each group for presentation? Okay. Maximum like it's 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. Like 5 minutes is about the question answer. So it depends on the group. The groups who have studied more and research more, they takes more time. The group that didn't study that much, that takes less time. So what we can do, if your for example, if Krishna's group is giving their presentation, at that time other people like the present people become the peer student. Okay, so what is the task of peer student? They have to observe the entire presentation, right? And at the end of the presentation, they have to ask the questions regarding that topic. Okay, like in the previous lab session, we discussed that in lab manual also you have to write it down the comments also. Fine. So whichever comments is given by you, by other team member, that you have to include in your lab manual. Fine. Okay, so whenever you are giving the presentation, keep in mind one person is not giving the entire presentation. You internally discuss about the presentation, like the first slide, like the why this is a problem, and the elaborate of your problem statement is present by first person. Then after challenges and the research about your problem statement is present by some another person. Likewise, you internally decide that which person will present which things. Okay. Now we discuss in your PPT what thing you have to include. First is your title slide. Then after your index slide, like the topics you covered in your throughout the PPT. Then after, elaborate your problem statement. So go deep inside and elaborate your problem statement. Fourth is regarding why is it problem. Okay, there is a problem, major problem, that's why we are going for finding the solution of that. So why is it problem? That is the next slide. Then after, what are the research you do for your problem statement? Either you watch the videos, either you go for the any research paper. So whatever the research you do, just include in your PPT. If you take any website for the reference, So also you can take those reference and include in your PPT. Fine. Then after next slide, like research of your problem statement, next slide is the challenges. Okay. What are the challenges you are facing to come up with the final solution? So there must be some challenging questions are there, maybe cost, okay, maybe some feasibility studies are there, maybe you are not going to satisfy the requirement, fulfill the requirement of client fully. Some of this portion is still remaining. So what are the challenging questions are there for finding the solution of your problem statement? That you have to include in the next slide. Okay, till now is it clear, everybody? Yes or no? Mathos, that is minimum slide, that is 12 page or 12 slides. Okay, maximum as you can do. Till now, any doubts? Okay, no problem, Krishna. We will discuss when the final presentation is there. Okay, fine. Okay, so after defining the challenges, you have to go for the entire workflow of your process. What thing you have to include in your workflow of entire process, that portion we discuss in the lab manual part also. So you have to create once and it will add into your PPT as well as in your lab manual also. So we will discuss in depth when we discuss about some of the remaining portion of your lab manual. Okay, so workflow of your entire process. Then after, topmost two ideas regarding your solution. Okay, so I already told you from the first lab that you have to go for the final solution. You have to generate more and more ideas, right? So in incubator case study, we also generate more and more ideas. Then we go for the feasibility study or any other barriers or challenges we are facing or not. That kind of study we can do. Okay, so topmost two idea for your solution, that becomes your next slide. And at last the final solution, elaborate the entire part, how you come up with the final solution and what are the barriers in that, how you identify different user type. Okay, so detailed study about your final solution. And you can also add the images for your final solution if you are designing any product. Okay, so you can just take screenshot of it or take images for that, and you can put it out if you're going for any applications. So how your entire design look like, you can draw that kind of things also and put and convert it into the pictures also. Okay, so this way you have to prepare your entire PPT for your final presentation. Everybody make sure the next lab session is your final lab session, and then after we will not have a DTPS lab session. Okay, then after other subjects may be replaceable, so that updated timetable we will circulate to you. But next lab session, that is your final lab session, and be present. All the student pass this information that every student must present in that lab session. Your evaluation must be done there. So the final presentation, that is your internal final evaluation. The external, like other faculty will come and they ask the question, that kind of evaluation, that is called external evaluation, that is done at the end of the semester. Okay, so whatever the PPT, whatever the lab manual you're filling out, just save it in the secure place, so at the end of the semester you have all the records of it. Okay, before the next week, I already told you, complete Coursera certificate and upload in the folder. For the lab manual part, I already told you that first you have to submit me. I will check it out the information and send it back to you, and you have to do modification. Then after you have to upload it. Fine. Is it clear, everybody, what you have to do? Yes or no? Just acknowledge me in your chat. What about the other student? Is it clear regarding the PPT presentation and the Coursera certificate submission and the lab manual submission? Is it clear? Yes, David, you want to say anything? The lab manual, after filling out the entire section, before the end of the last week, like before the end of the next week, you have to submit me first, mail me your lab manual, then after you do modification and then upload the lab manual. Okay, so you have 1 week. Like in last lab session also, I told you that you have to complete it, but even no student mailed me regarding the lab manual. This some of the sections are remaining, so we will complete it in this lab session. So your entire lab manual will be finished in this lab session. So you have 1 week, complete it. Be ready for your PPT. If you face any doubt, you can mail me. If you want to check me your PPT, you can mail me. I will, whatever the suggestions or modifications are required, I will get back to you. Okay. Any other doubts from your side? In this lab session, I will also give you some of the tips how to create your PPT so that you follow the standards. It looks very professional also. Fine. Okay. First, we complete the lab manual part. Then after, we go for your problem statement discussion. Fine. Is it clear? Everybody just acknowledge me in your chat box. Tamiru, Johannes, Sirabizu, Iba, is it clear for you? Yes, be interactive. Otherwise, I feel that you are doing something else and I will mark the absent. So be interactive. Okay. Okay, fine. We go for our lab manual part first. I'm just presenting my screen. No, David, you have to upload the Coursera completion certificate on the shared folder. For that, no requirement to mail me that certificate. But whenever you go for uploading the lab manual, at that time, first you mail me, I will finalize, then after you can upload it. Okay, is it clear, David? Fine. Okay, I'm presenting my screen. Is my screen is visible to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So we discussed some of the sections and we revised some of the section in the previous lecture. In this lab session where we end, we start the revision from that and go for the remaining sections. Okay. So you already discuss or you already identify about the user type. There are 4 different user type you have to identify for your problem statement, right? Here, which person you meet, just write it down, the name of that person. Like right now, the situation is not there that you go to the physical place and meet that person. You can conduct the online reviews also. You can take online interview to that person. If your problem is society related, then you can take reviews of from your cousins, from your relatives, from your neighbors. Okay, who have at least idea about regarding this particular problem statement. Fine. So give the name of that person. Whenever you are conducting your interview with that person, at that time you observe different things, right? If I am telling something regarding the PPT, at that time you observe different things. That things you have to write it down here, and from that observation what you interpret, that you have to write it down here. So in this interpretation part is your understanding. For example, whenever any faculty will teach you any topic, so meanwhile the session you are observing the things like how the workflow is there. Okay, so in the first case you don't have 100% idea. So what you do, again just revise that topic, and then after you interpret the information, and that becomes your understanding. Fine. So this way, whenever you meet any person, first while you are taking the interview, at that time whatever the observations are there, write it down in this part, and your understanding from that you have to write it down in the interpretation part. Okay. Same way for person 1 as well as for user type 2, give the name, observation, and the interpretation. And keep in mind that whenever you are meeting any user type, at that time questions are different, your observations are different, your interpretations are different. So don't write same things in all the section. Always keep in mind you have to give different information in different section. Okay. So you in user type 2, likewise in user type 3, this sections we already discussed. That's why I'm not taking any example. Just I'm giving the overview of that. Okay, you can refer the previous videos also. And same as it is, you have to do for user type 4. Just give the name of that person, observations, and your understanding or your interpretation. Okay. Then after, whenever you meet any person, whenever you conduct any interview, you have to find out some of the thing about that person. Like whenever any person giving us answers of our question, at that time we have an idea like this person thinkings are different from my point of view. His point of view regarding this problem is different, my point of view is different. What are the surprising moment for that person, what are the anxiety they feel for different scenario. So this way it is totally different from one user type to another user type. Fine. So here you have to capture your learnings, like after going for interpretation part, what you capture, that is your understanding, what you learn from that interview. Fine. So here write it down the user type 1. Who did you meet? That means the name of that person and the occupation that have. Like any you meet any student, so give the name of that person and the profession is student. If you are meeting any doctor, then profession become the doctor and name of that doctor. So this way you have to write it down here. Who did you meet? Then after in the second portion, what the most memorable and surprising. Okay. So when you conduct interview or you meet any person, at that time you have a idea regarding these things like for the doctor, the surprising moments are this way. For the people, surprising moments are different. For the marketing team, surprising moments are different. So this way you have to write it down the surprising moment for every user type. Okay. Likewise, what did this participant care about most? If you are going for any doctor, so caring part is to save the life of the child. If you are going for marketing team, the caring part is to increase the sale of product. At the end, why we are going for marketing? To increase our product sale. If we are going for any manufacturing company, so what is the caring part? That is to produce the quality product. Okay, so this way you have to write it down, this information. What frustrated him and her? What are the frustrating things for that user type? Write it down here. And any other noticeable thing you capture, then you can write it down here. Otherwise, this only section you can skip for in throughout the lab manual. Okay. Same thing you have to write it down for the user type 2, whom you meet. What are the surprising moments for them? what are the caring part, and what are the frustrating things, that you have to write it down for user type 2 as well as for user type 3 and as well as for user type 4. Okay. So in previous lab session, we discussed till now, like here you have to share the inspiring stories. So what are your learning from another team? Whenever another team is discussing about their problem statement and you got idea regarding your solution, so that is the learning from other team. So that you have to write it down in these three sections. Like in some of the solution they are providing best quality product, so you can write it down here. In some of the other team is going for the cost effective solution, so you learn from that to provide a cost effective solution, so you can write it down here. In some team they are going for implementing the prototype, so you want to think about to implement that prototype, so this way you can write it down your learnings from other teams. Okay. Is it clear till now, everybody? Is it clear? Write it down in your chat box, yes or no. What about other students? Okay. And this entire lab manual you have to start filling out. In this lab session, we will discuss about your lab manual also. Okay, so start filling out. If you have confusion in any of the sections, you can mail me. You can take the screenshot of that section and just mail me. I will definitely guide you for that section. Fine. Okay. Now we go ahead, search for the meaning, and here you find the themes. So from the first day, we go for a different ideas regarding the problem statement. Then we go for the final solution of our final solution of our problem statement, right? So in between, lots of thoughts are there that we have in this intermediate phase. So now think that whatever the thoughts is coming in your mind, is there any relation between them or not? If yes, you can write it down here. You have you any find out the pattern in your thoughts? So you can write it down here. In short, here you have to create the headlines for each categories that capture these themes and patterns. Okay. So here the one word is that each category. What does it mean? So if we are taking the incubator case study, everybody remember that incubator case study, right? So in that case study, we have a three categories, like we either go for the mobile ambulance, we go for the either sleeping bag, or we go for the incubator that work on the warm water. Okay, so that are the three different categories we can say, and that are related to each other. That's why we create three different categories. Now you have to create headlines. Everybody go through your newspaper, right? You have heard what are the headlines in the newspaper. You always read it out, right? So you have to create headline for your problem solution. Okay, so the such a way that if any person read your headline, they have a overall idea regarding the entire process. Okay, so what are the themes and what are the patterns in your particular solution, that you have to write it down in the headlines. So after writing the headlines, everybody, the person who reading your lab manual have an idea regarding your problem statement as well as the solution. So this way you have to create the headline. Okay. Then after, here, make the sense of finding. Here what we have to do, here any patterns and any overlaps are there, then we have to find it out for our themes. Is there any tension, means any challenges are there, we have to find it out. And Is there any relation between them? That we have to capture. But for that, we have to first identify what are the larger categories. Okay. So what are the larger categories? Either we go for the manufacturing company, either we go for the designing company, either we go for by own self, either we go for the funding projects. That are the different larger categories for your problem solution. Okay. So in incubator case study, the different three categories are the three different solution. We divide our three different solution into the three different categories. Okay. So for your problem statement also, you find it out the topmost two ideas, right? For solving your problem. So that is become the category, larger category. Give the explanation of that two topmost solution of your problem, right? Then after, here you have to write it down the unexpected learning. From first day to till now, you have to write it down. What are the unexpected learning from your problem statement? Whenever you go for either first solution or the second solution, in each solution, what are your unexpected learnings? Okay. Whenever you are going for your solution, in between you find it out it is not cost effective. So that is your unexpected learning. In the starting phase, you think that it is cost effective, it is cost effective. But when you go for the designing of your solution, at that time you find it out it is not cost effective. So that is your unexpected learning for that solution. Again, some we take another scenario. Okay. We take any marketing related scenario. You are going for market your solution, right? 1 month pass, 2 months pass, still your product sale is not increased. So there must be an alternative way to increase the product sale. Okay. So at that time you think that is not feasible. You have to prepare before the actual problem come, right? So whenever you are going for selling the product, at that time you find that we don't have any alternatives. So that becomes your unexpected learning. In short, in between you find some of the unexpected things that is happened in your problem statement, that you have to write it down in this part. Okay. Is it clear till now, everybody? Yes or no? Everybody. Okay. Then after, define insights. Insights means you go for the research of your problem statement, right? So from that research, what you learn, that thing you have to write it down here. Like the insights are the concise expression of what you have learned from your research and inspiration. You already meet different four kind of people, right? So what are your learnings from that? You go for your own research. So what are your learnings from that? That is called insights. Again, you can add some aha moments, some wow moments, like in between you achieve some successive result for that. So that is become your aha moment or wow moment. So that thing you have to write it down in this two section, first and second. So whenever you have to write the insights, we always use the point of view statement. What is point of view statement? That is user plus need plus interesting learning. After giving this three different kind of information, that measure the point of view. Okay. Okay, fine, Nigetu. But whenever I ask the Gloria, she must be present. Right? So your point of view, your insights, that you have to write it down in this two different sections. Okay, what are the different users are included in your problem statement? What are the need for finding the solution of this problem? What are your interesting learnings are there? What are the unexpected learnings are there? What are the wow moments and what are the aha moments? That thing you have to write it down in this different section. Okay, so it is your point of view that you have to write it down in this two different section. From day one to till now, your observations, your interesting learning, your unexpected learning, your aha moments or wow moments, that is point of view statement. So in this section, write it down that. Okay, if we go for the incubator case study, so different users are doctors and the premature babies and their parents, right? Their needs are different, so write it down the needs of the doctor to save the life of the child, as well as the parents to save or to give them a best treatment so that they can save the life of their child. Interesting learnings like what kind of materials are used, so you give the material related information. If you are going for any software related, or if you are building any software or application, so what are your interesting learning about that applications, about that software, that you have to write it down in this two different section. Okay, then after, frame the opportunity. If the problem is exists, then we have to identify the important opportunity so that we can find it out or design the solution of that problem. Okay, so how we can find it out, the it is the opportunity to give the solution of that or not, using the how might we questions. How might we questions are always used to address the challenges and what kind of different learnings from your problem statement, that always give the answers of that. Okay, so you have to create multiple how might we statement or questions here, and priority, give the priority them for ideation phase. As you can see, this lab manuals also follow the design thinking process. First process is about the research of your opportunity. Then after we go for the define phase. Then after we go for the ideation phase, prototype, and at last testing phase. So this lab manual also follow that process. Now we go for the ideation phase. Okay, we have to give priority to our idea. Like for your solution, you generate different idea, right? Either it is two, either it is three, or maybe more than that. So you have to give priority to them. So if we are taking the example of Nepal case study, like incubator case study, right? So in that case, three different question, how might we questions are there. How might we build incubator that operate on warm water? That is our first ideation. We go for that phase, we give them first priority. Second is how might we go for the sleeping bags, how might we produce the sleeping bag. Okay, so that is our second idea. And the third idea is how might we develop the mobile ambulance, that is your third idea. And we generate the three different how might we questions also. Okay, so here how might we question gives the answer of different solution. Is it clear till now? Is it clear everybody? Yes or no? Whatever the ideas you have for your solution, just give the priority them and just ask the how might we question. How might we go for that problem statement? How might we do that particular solution? So generate those questions and give the priority 1, 2, 3, or 4 if maybe you have. Fine. Here also, you have to generate how might we question. Like till now we just think about and discussing phase are there. Now we are going for the action mode. Now we have to, whatever the thoughts we have, now we go for the action mode. So here when you look this its page two page looks same, but first page you have to give the overall thoughts for your solution and give priority to them. Now you take the first idea, that is your topmost idea, take that idea and generate the how might we question for that idea. If our example of incubator case study, we take the first, how might we build incubator that operate on the warm water. Now take that question and generate more how might we question for that solution only. So for that, if we are going to generate the how might we question, it looks like how might we maintain the temperature, how might we build the incubator, and what kind of materials are required to build it, how might we contact the manufacturer company, how might we find cost effective solution, how might we it give us accurate result. So this way you find it out how might we question for your topmost idea. Okay, make sure don't confuse in this two section, like it looks like same. Okay, so here you have to give topmost 3 or 4 ideas for your solution, give the priority to them, and now take the topmost. Clear till now? Is it clear? Is it clear? Am I audible, everybody? Yes or no?
No, no.
Now? Hello? Okay, okay, fine. Just a second. So in how might we, first we have to go for the general topmost idea for our solution. And in the second how might we question, we go for the topmost solution and we generate the how might we questions for that. Okay. Is it clear till now, everybody? Is it clear? Yes or no? Write it down in the chat box so that I have idea like this peoples are attending it. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, okay, fine. One network problem for my side also. That's why I'm confirming that the everything is okay or not. Fine. Okay. So now moving forward to the next section. That is create a visual reminder. Okay. So in second semester, you already learned the C programming where you create a flow chart. Yes or no? You create a flow chart or not? You have an idea regarding the flow chart, right? Yes or no? How flowchart looks like, you see anything regarding that or not? Okay, fine. So here you have to create either frameworks, either diagrams, okay, or either illustrator. Like if you are going for designing any product, so you can give the images for that. Okay, you can see the images for that, how might we go for this particular solution. So create the images or illustrator. If it is not applicable, then you go for the information flow. So these are the different way to express your interaction with people, interaction with object, or what are your actions. Fine. So I'm giving example, that is general example. You have to apply it for your problem solution. Okay. So here from day 1 to till now, for finding the final solution, what activity you perform, that is your activity flow that you have to create here. Take one square box, write it down. First, go for different problem statements. So you go first, you don't directly come to or define your problem statement. First you identify, or first you go for the looking out the different problem statement, right? So that is your first step. Give arrow, then after you finalize your problem statement, that is your define problem statement. Then after what you do, then you go for the research study of your problem statement. Yes or no? Am I clear, or am I making any sense for this? Are you getting my point? This way you have to create the process. Yes or no? Okay. I'm repeating it. First, day 1, you go for the different problem statement. Yet you not finalize any problem statement, right? So first is your research about different problem statement. Then after you finalize one problem statement, that is e-waste, right? Then what do we go for the research study about the problem statement. In research study, what we do, like is there any challenges are there, is there any barriers are there, or is it cost effective or not, is it feasible or not. This way we research the different things. Okay, is there any existing solution for that, and if it is, so how we go for the cost effective solution. Keep in mind, if any existing solutions are there, then you have to find it out the cost effective solution. You reduce the cost such a way that normal people can also afford it. Okay, so you research about your problem statement. Then after, what you do, you conduct different meeting or interview with different people, right? Here you can write it down, the observation or interpretation from that meeting also. Then give arrow. Then after, what you do here, like what you do after meeting the people or taking the interpretation, now you go for the different ideas for your problem statement, right? Different ideas maybe, like you either, if we taking the e-waste system, either they are going for meet the in manufacturing company to just less produce the, or that can reduce the pollutions also. They don't waste the any material that is not reusable or recycle. That is one option. Another options is, in the last lab we discussed that they launch one platform where the unused, or there are two types of sources are there, primary and the secondary. So primary wastage is gone, we can directly handle it, but secondary wastage we need to contact different companies, and they have a recycle plan, so we just go to that companies and we can do this. So these are the two different scenarios. Okay, so that is a topmost ideas for that solution. If any other ideas are there, then you can include it. Fine. So here in brainstorming, you find it out different topmost ideas for your solution. Now how you can give the priority to them? So now you go for the feasibility check or reality check for that idea. If we are going for first idea, then how it create the value, is there any need for that or not, is there any challenges people facing for that. Okay, so this way you have to check the reality check, that we will discuss in the next pages. Fine. Go for the reality check. Then after, you find it out the final solution. After finding the final solution, you go for the designing phase. So at least you have an idea, if you are building the any application, so which language is required, which kind of hardware is required, which kind of software is required, you have at least idea. I'm not saying about the totally implementation part, but you have an idea regarding which language is used for developing the software, which language is used for the developing the Android applications. Fine. So this way you have to create the activity flow chart. Here you can mention that activity or information flow chart, like how your journey goes from one to another. This way you have to create the flow chart. Is it clear in this particular section? Is there any doubt regarding this section? Just you have to give the journey of your, from the problem statement to the finding the solution, that journey you have to give. Okay, now we take, that is the general example, right? Now we take any e-waste system. Okay, so what you do first, uh, e-waste system team, Krishna and other people, what is your first step for the information or activity flow? Remember the first lab session. Have you come up with this definition? Directly you don't come up with a different this definition. You do some activity before that. So just think about it. Everybody think about your problem statement, right? Is there any doubt, Krishna? Are you there? Okay. Okay. So first step is you research about different social problem, right? This is the social problem, so we can generalize it. You first research about different social problem. Then after you define e-waste system, right? After defining e-waste system, you research about e-waste system. For that, what you can write, you contact different manufacturer companies. Then after you find it out the information regarding the recycle algorithm of that company. Then after you can apply those algorithm directly. If it is cost effective, then we go for directly. If it is not, then we have to contact that manufacturer company, because we don't have that much fund so that we directly go for the recycling the entire product. Okay, so this way, if you are going for the manufacture related part, so this way your flow or information flow is there. If we are taking the primary wastage and secondary wastage, as it explained in the last lab session by Arafat. So for that, what we can do, here you already finalize the e-waste. Now you collect the primary wastage and secondary wastage. For primary wastage, what you can do, you can handle it by your own self. Means here you have to check that is the waste is primary or secondary. If it is primary, then go for this part. If it is secondary, then go for the another part. This way flow chart works, right? So if you are going for the primary part, primary wastage is there, then you have to directly handle those wastages. If it is secondary wastage, right, then after you have to just cluster it first. Like secondary wastage may be any electronic devices, then after any electric related devices. So you have to just divide it into different category. Like you want to go for any electronic device, so that company can also solve this. If any automobile related parts are there, then you have to contact to the automobile company. Okay, so you have to first give the category to secondary wastages. Then after you have to contact with different companies, like either automobile companies are there, electronics companies are there. You contact it, okay, you deal with them, and after that you just supply those secondary wastage it to that company. And even in that case also, some of the bond or some of the money related agreements you can make. So this way you have to write it down, the entire information flow, journey flow for your process. Is it clear, Krishna? Everybody clear what you have to do for your problem statement? Also, you have to go through these different steps. What about other people? Is it clear till now? Dereje, Iba, Hemanoth, Isaac, Mathwos, Nahum, Nigetu, Johannes, everybody. Write it down in the chat box so that I have an idea you are attending the lecture. Okay. Shekhar, are you there, Shekhar? Ali Sof, okay, fine. You have to complete this entire lab manual in before the next lab session. So be serious regarding that, okay? At least you have an idea regarding your problem statement. And if you face any doubt, you can just mail me. Before that, complete your certificate. Fine. So next lab session, you have to give your final presentation. If time permits, then we will discuss about your lab manual also. Otherwise, we discuss on one-to-one in mail also. You just send me your lab manual and I will modify or whatever the suggestions are there, I will give you and just do it. Fine. Okay. Next is here. It is a blank page. So here you can add the images. If you have, then you can add different images for that for your solution. Okay. Then after here, now we are going for the ideation phase where we have to generate different ideas and the different brainstorming process we have to follow. Okay. So here already we have an idea like topmost two ideas for our solution. So from day one, I told you that for your problem, you have to find it out topmost two solution. That is your topmost two idea. So write it down in detail that topmost two ideas, first and second. First means that is your final solution. Second is your alternative solution. So this way you have to give topmost two ideas, and how might we means how you go for achieving those idea. What are the process for achieving those idea? Okay, so this way you have to write it down how might we questions answer. Okay, if we are going for incubator case study, so first topmost idea is incubator work on the warm waters, so give some of small details about that. Then after you go for contacting different manufacturing company of incubator. Then after you already give the accuracy regarding that temperature related information you gave you. Okay, so this way you solve this idea. So write it down here, how might we means how you solve that idea, and here topmost two idea. Okay, then after for each idea, that is our refine idea phase is there. So here we have to do a reality check. So in this section we already go for topmost two idea. Now take first idea and then after second idea, right? For the idea one, we have to check the values, the needs, the challenges and the barriers for that. Okay, so that these questions help you to give the answer of that. For idea one, what gets you excited about it? Either you go for the incubator that work on warm water, so what gets excited about it? Like it is very cost effective solution, that is one of the answer of that. Okay, what is the most important value for your audience, right? Now you have to think from audience perspective, if we are going for idea one, so what is the important value in audience mind or in customer's mind? Okay, either your design is too good, either your application is too user friendly, so that create a positive impact on the audience mind. So that way you have to write it down. Then after, what is the real need that this is the addressing? Actual need. There must be a need, then and then we go for the solution of that problem, right? So give the need. Like if we are going for the incubator case study, so there is a need. Why? Because the place is situated on the northern east area, and the people are facing for hypothermia. That's why for the need, and they are too far away from the hospital. That's why we are going for this solution. That is the real need of this problem. Then after, if we are going for e-waste system, right? So in e-waste, it create a pollutions, as well as the people are throwing their gadgets everywhere. Again, some of the products don't have any recycle algorithm, so that is the actual real need to go for that solution. If we are going for world hunger case, so in that we have to improve the lifestyle of the people. We have to, the people who are below the poverty line, we have to give them some kind of improvement in their lifestyle. So that is why we are going for this solution. That is your actual need. That's why you are addressing this solution. Okay, is it clear in values and needs? You can just give the answer of these questions. It becomes helpful, this question, it becomes helpful to you. Is it clear? For the idea one, you have to check the needs and the what exciting thing about that, and what are the important value for your audience. Understood? Make sure you clear every doubt in this lab session so that you can easily fill out the information for your problem statement. Okay? Okay. Then for the idea one, we have to check the challenges as well as barriers. So whenever you are going for implementing any of your ideas, there must be a barriers, there must be a challenges. So you have to make a list of all the challenges you are facing with your idea. If you are going for implementing the incubators, so what kind of challenges and barriers are there? Okay, so you can ask this question to yourself and answer it. Make a list of all the challenges and barriers you are facing with your idea. What are you missing? Like in the first day we thought lots of things, then also we skip some of the information, or we skip some of the area of audience, right? So just include those information what we are missing. Okay, who would oppose the idea? Like if you are going for this idea, then who would oppose the idea? Like if any existing solutions are there, so that company will definitely oppose it, because you are providing some improvement in that existing solution. So that company will definitely oppose your idea. So this way you can find it out who would oppose the idea, and at last, what will be most difficult to overcome. Okay, in most of the scenario, we have to find out the solution that must be a cost effective. So always there is a innovative thinking are there. At that time, most difficult thing is that you have to keep in mind the cost as well as the quality. If you are going for the product, then if you are applying any software or application, at that time also you have to think about the quality. Otherwise, your app will not used by any users. So this way, you just answer for idea one, the challenge, list out the challenges of that idea, what you missed for that idea, who will oppose that idea, and what are the most difficult thing to overcome. Fine. So whatever the reality check you do for the idea one, same that thing you have to do for the idea two. So in our case, that is a sleeping bag. Okay, so what gets you excited about it? Like it's very late. It has very less weight, so it is very easy to traverse from one place to another place. That thing excites you most. It is very cost effective rather than the other solutions. So that thing you can write it down. What is the most important value for your audience? So for audience, we have to give them a predefined temperature for specific time. That is the audience view, or that is the important for the audience, so that they can uh, save their child. So this way you have to write it down different answer. Okay, what are the challenges and barriers? List out for that particular idea. What are you missing? Okay, and at last, who will oppose and what is the most difficult thing to overcome? So for idea 1 as well as for idea 2, you have to write it down this kind of information. Fine. Next is experimentation. That is our next phase. After ideation phase, we have a prototype phase. So we have to real time implement the prototype. Prototype means whenever you are going for implementing any software and application, first you have to create the design for that. Either you go for any program, then before that you go for the flow chart. Am I right or not? Whenever you study the C programming, at that time you first create the flow chart and then go for the logic of your program. Right or not? That becomes very easy to you to follow the steps and just build the program. Yes. Okay. So here also you have to, for idea 1 and as well as for idea 2, you have to create a flow chart. In first phase, what you do for the idea 1, in second phase, what you do. Okay. So this way for individual idea, you have to write it down the flow chart. If you are using or if you are taking inputs from the users, either your application are somewhat kind of the taking the data from the user, at that time you have to create a form, right? You take the input from the user using the different forms. Okay, so you can, if any in any problem statement, if it is applicable, then you can go for the forms also. Otherwise flowchart is sufficient. So I'm giving the example, give the description of their idea 1 and here the flow chart. If we are taking the incubators that works on warm water, so what we do, first we contact the doctor, then after we find out the temperature required for this disease and for how much time this temperature we have to maintain. That details we get from the doctor. Okay, then next step is we meet the manufacturing company. Then after we tell our requirement, like we require this kind of incubator that don't work on the electricity, that must be work on the warm water. Okay, and this kind of temperature it must be maintained throughout the whatever the disease, they don't come up with that. Okay, so after that, manufacturing company will check the feasibility study. They go for the feasibility check. Like everything which is told by this kind of user, it is applicable in incubator or not. That is our feasibility check. If whenever you go for the feasibility study, if it is done properly and it is feasible, means yes, and not feasible means no. If it is feasible, then we go for the yes phase, and then after we go for the finding the cost of that incubator. Okay, if it is not feasible, then we again go for the research of our problem statement, like the manufacturing companies research related things, right? That phase we have to come back. Now here in yes part, the particular incubator is feasible. Okay, then after we go for the finding the cost of that incubator. If it is cost effective, then we go for the finally of that particular incubator, and we go for the contract, and whatever the policy of that companies are there, we just sign it. If it is not cost effective, again we have to go for the manufacture companies research phase. They have to provide cost effective solution. So this way you create the flow chart for your idea 1. Okay, is it clear till now how you can generate flow chart for different idea? It is like activity which you perform for finding out the solution, and after finding the solution, how you go for the implementation part. So at that time, keep in mind quality as well as cost. Quality must be preserved and cost must be less. Till now, you have any doubts? Yes or no? Any doubts? Everybody acknowledge me. When I ask any question, immediately acknowledge so that I have an idea like people are listening it properly, otherwise they are doing something else. Krishna, Nigitu, you have any doubts? You are answering yes.
Ma'am, we are listening you.
Okay, fine. Okay. For your idea 1, write it down this kind of flow chart, as well as for idea 2, you have to create the flow chart. Okay. The diamond shape is used for the condition. Okay. Just you search it out the flow chart shapes. It is very useful, and maybe you have an idea regarding that in previous semester. Okay. So for idea 2, also you have to create a flow chart. If you are going for sleeping bag case study, okay. So in sleeping bag, first we have to search about the material. Then after material is cost effective or not. If yes, then we contact to manufacture company, and we say our requirement to create this kind of bag. At last, if the company go for the feasibility study, and if yes, then we go for the directly give the contract to them. Okay, so this way entire process is followed. So always keep in mind there must be a yes, there must be a no in this particular condition. If it is not feasible, then again you have to go for into the research phase, right? In design thinking process, I already told you that you have to relearn after the testing phase or after the implementation part. Whenever it deploy into the server, or whenever it deploy on user server or in user's PC, at that time you get actual review from the users. And if it is taking that, if the most of the comments are that this product is not worthful, so you have to improve your product. So again you go to the research phase, like you go for the ideation phase, again prototype it, then after testing. So this way you can write it down your entire flow chart for idea 2. The last phase, that is the synthesis phase. So here, after your presentation, whatever the comments are given to you for your presentation by other students or by me, that you have to write it down in this final comments. Okay, whatever the suggestions given by students or me, don't write it down the name of any person or me. Just write it down whatever the suggestions and whatever the questions asked to you, that you have to write it down in the final comments. Okay, so these pages are regarding the final comments. So this way we complete our entire lab manual. Now your task is to start filling out as soon as possible and complete it. So I am giving the deadline for your lab manual completion, that is 8th August, right? Before 8th August, complete your lab manual, upload your Coursera completion certificate, and give the presentation before that. That 3 tasks you have to complete before 8th August. Is there any doubts what you have to do? Yes or no? Okay, fine. Anybody not answering any questions? So I think that there is no doubts. Fine. Okay, now we discuss about your final solution one by one. Like you have to give your final presentation in next week. So you already study about your or research about your problem statement. So give me the idea what research you do for your last week in last 1 week, what you do for this problem statement. What are topmost two solution for your problem? Give me the idea regarding that. Okay. So first group, that is a Krishna, Shekhar and Arafat. So what are your topmost two solution for your problem, Krishna?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, topmost solution is like that. We will make a application, right?
Okay.
It is reduce and reuse. Is only used by the user, and the another one is that industrial company, that company only working with the recycle thing, and
Okay.
and the main thing is the computer engineer have working on this application,
Okay.
uh, as well as the industrial company working with the recycle thing. So in this application, whichever we make this application, so this application is working only reduce and reuse, like that. Whenever the person want to sell or want to exchange, like that, five wastage electronic device, they give five wastage electronic device and they can exchange for only one new thing, as like that, or they can demand money. As like that we make this thing, and the industrial thing, we give the electronic device to the for the recycle thing, the to the company, like that.
Okay, that's fine. And just go for the what kind of language is required for application. Like you are in third semester, so that you have a less idea. So if you are knowing from the third semester, at least that is a good thing for you. Fine. Which language is required for building any application, and then after what kind of functionality have in your application. You can just give the design of your application, like in front page or in first
Yeah,
page.
yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
We already designed something on my paper, so still now I'm not making everything. That's why I'm not showing you. But I designed this some of pattern. What is my function, and how many function are there, or what is the work of this function. Everything we will discuss on our PPT.
Okay. 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 That's fine. Okay. Shekhar, are you there? Shekhar. Okay. Then after we go for the next team, that is Gloria, Nigetu, Johannes, and Tevedros. So first, Gloria, what are your solutions for this world hunger?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the final solution for your problem statement? Like you have to go for topmost two solution. So have you finalized your solution for this problem statement?
Ma'am, not yet. We still have like to discuss on the
Okay, so
on the many options that we have.
okay, discuss with your team. Nigetu,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
what kind of research you do? Have you come up with the final solution or not?
No, we're still working on it. Like we have a lot of solutions, and we didn't decide the top two solutions.
Okay, that's fine. You can give the priority one, two, three, four that we discuss in the lab manual. Then after find it out the topmost solution. Keep in mind this thing. This topmost solution have cost effective solution, there must be a quality product, okay, or like they have very less disadvantage, they have more advantages rather than the disadvantage, okay.
Okay. Okay.
So in next lab session you have to give the presentation, so be ready for that, okay, before that you find it out and just discuss with your teammates, okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine. Just a second, then after Johannes, are you there, Johannes? Okay, some of the students are okay. Johannes is there. What are your learning from this problem statement? What research you do for this? You can write it down in the chat box or you can just unmute yourself. Okay, fine. Just write it down in the chat box. Okay. What research you do for this? Okay. Next is David Rose. Are you there? Okay, he's not there. Okay, fine. Then after next group is David, Tamiru, Hemanoth, and Dereje. Your problem statement is teacher-student agreement problems. First, you elaborate your problem statement. Then after we go for the solution. David, are you there? Hello, David. Elaborate your problem statement first. What kind of issues you are addressing? Your voice is not coming. Your problem statement is different in the previous lab session and you edit your problem statement. Your voice is still not coming. Dereja, are you there? Any one group member, Tamiru, Hemanoth, you can just elaborate your problem statement. Anyone who can unmute himself and tell us. David, you are trying, but your voice is not coming. Any other team member? Like in teacher-student agreement problem, I don't find any major problem in that, or where we can apply the innovative as well as the engineering skill. You can write it down in the chat box because I'm not listening to your voice. Okay. Fine. Meanwhile, we take another Nahum, Iba, Methos, and Njida work. So, any one of you explain final solution for your problem statement? Car accident, that is regarding the car accident.
Mom,
Yes.
I thought we already finished last week.
Yes, but final solution, topmost two ideas for your problem statement that you have to just narrate it.
I mean, we're just gonna stick with the one we presented last week.
Okay, fine. That's good. And have you ready for your PPT?
Yeah, we failed. Yeah.
Okay, so next week, present your entire problem statement and whatever the topics you have to cover, just make sure you give the details about that. Okay,
Wasn't the last week a presentation?
next week presentation.
Like what about the last week?
Yeah, but what happened? Many students are not ready for that. Even some of the students are changing their topics also. That's why.
Mom, it was like I presented like a 20 minutes presentation last
Yes,
week.
yes. Okay, no problem. We go for the like in this whenever we go for the final presentation. Make sure you speak less and other team member spoke more things. Fine. Just divide
Yeah,
the
okay.
entire section with the four different team members so that everybody have a chance to speak. Okay, fine.
Okay, that will work.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So David, you changed the topic, but what kind of actual issues are there in that topic? I'm not understood that properly. So just write it down in your chat box, or any one of you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, your previous topic is great. And in your lab manual, which you mail me, that is also regarding the student teacher. At that time, also your topic is different, but you write it down about the teacher and student related things. Is there you copy from any other? So write it down in the chat box. Fine. Isaac, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. So your problem statement is the about e-learning. So what kind of issues are there in e-learnings?
Uh, Yeah, like, ma'am, when I was coming up with this problem statement, I looked at the current situation in my country back right now.
Okay.
So, so many students are facing a challenge of accessing online classes due to
Okay.
the due to the unavailability of good technologies in my country. So many students, especially at higher institutions of learning such as universities, they cannot be able to access classes as per now, as for us, we are accessing them. So my focus, that was my focus, it was e-learning, and the scope. My scope was the students at higher institutions of learning such as university. That was my scope. So I didn't generalize it. It was not a generalized what problem statement. It was a specific. It was a specific problem what statement. So as per
Okay.
now, I'm still working on it. But so far, I'm trying to gather information from different areas, and I think by the end of this week, I will be ready
Okay.
with my presentation.
Okay, that's good thing. But keep in mind, in your country, some of the alternatives are there. In our country, some of the alternatives are there. You can merge it out those successful alternatives and come up with the solution.
Okay.
Okay, if in some of the area the network related, like in this lab session, in previous lab session also, one student is placed in some village and they have a network connectivity, so that student cannot uh, continuously attend the lectures. So in that case, how you provide the solution for that case? Again, some student don't have like internet connectivity, so is there any other alternative timings are there for them or not? So just keep in mind those different things. Okay.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
you are focusing regarding the university and college student, right? Don't go
Yes.
for okay, so that is fine. You already have a focus goal. So find out the solution where you can apply your engineering skill as well as the innovation thing. Like is lots of existing solutions are there. Now you have to improve that. Fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, fine. Next is one second. One comment is there from Johannes. Okay, that is good. One solution is regarding the building the software where the donators are there and they can directly go for that, because many times we have to give the donation but we don't have an idea like to whom, and even trust related issues are more in nowadays, like we don't trust that this money which I send to them, that is directly reach to that needy people or not. So first thing that in your software, trust you have to build, like you have to go for the live location, like whatever the food I am donating, that food reach to this place, and then after at last to the needy people of this area your food is reached. So live location, like in live tracking are there whenever we purchase any online items. So this way you can modify your solutions. Fine. Okay, next is Sirabitsu. Are you there, Sirabitsu? Sirabitsu is not there. Then after Alisof, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you identified your problem statement?
Yes, I have my problem statement, but I didn't finish.
Can you speak loudly? I cannot hear you properly.
Okay, I say that I have been started to my problem, but I didn't finish it. How can my problem statement is how can I have a happy, successful life?
Okay, so that is regarding your happy lifestyle, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that I already told you the solutions for that. Either you build an app in that everybody has to set their alarms. Again, another solution is regarding the IoT. Okay, so they have to first, like in the 7 o'clock, if they have any task, so immediately the IoT related devices they connected to that, and they do their activity. So there are topmost two solutions which I already suggest you. So where you are stuck, where
I,
you confused?
I do appreciate that one, ma'am, but according to me, the first step the first step I take is this one.
Okay.
The first step to how can I say? The first step to designing my life is by taking in physical life a look at myself. I need
Okay.
to understand where I am right now, professionally, mentally, physically, wisely, and what is my passion. According to me, what I think, if it's not right, ma'am, you can correct me.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Are you getting me?
Yes, I get you. Like your thinking is different from my. That is totally correct. Like everybody have their own thinkings. So you can go for any research study regarding the related to this concept. Find out any research paper if providing. You can just refer different videos for that also. And there are lots of life are there. For happy lifestyle you have mental peace, physical fitness is there, as well as different internal peace is required, right? So you research about it, and if you face any query, so you can mail me, right? We will
Yes.
discuss one by one. So before the end of this week, at least you finalize your problem and find out the solution for that. Okay, Alisov, is it clear?
Is it clear, ma'am?
Okay.
How do you think that's my thought? What I think? Because I can change. That's the topic. I like it.
So for my perspective, you want to you want to know about my perspective
Yes.
regarding this problem statement.
Yes. Of course.
That I already told you in the last lab session. This way you can go for it. Mental peace will always majority, it will affect in the overall lifestyle. How you
Oh,
can achieve mental peace, that depend on person to person. The person who have different hobbies, if you are in the sad mood, and at that time you play something that is of your interest, so it will definitely change your mood. Some have habits of eating, some have habits of playing games, some have habits of loneliness, right? So different person has different things. So for the mental peace or for reducing the anger, they have to do the activity which is of their area of interest, right?
Yes.
For physical fitness, they can use different activities. They set it out different activity they have to follow, must have to follow. The major reason that we don't have a healthy life, that is we don't follow anything. In my case also, I always written out whatever the activity I will perform tomorrow, and
Okay.
when that activity I perform, I just check it out those things, so that always motivate me to do something extra. So that is my perspective regarding that. And it also, whenever my task is completed and when I check it out those tasks, it will give me relief. So this way you can just manage your entire lifestyle, apply your engineering skill, how you can go for applying the engineering skills to finding out the solution of your problem, right?
Okay, ma'am. But can I repeat my question because I have five question I want to study
Okay.
up.
Okay,
First,
fine.
first question is what what is my passion? Second one, what is that I'm desire as an outcome of my life? Third
Okay.
one, it is what I do and who I am. So
Okay.
I want to work from there. What do you think?
Okay. So whatever the question that you asked, that is not related to this subject. Okay. So for that, we can discuss some later time, because in this lab session, we always have to discuss regarding the design thinking related thing. When the college, we will meet on the college, we will discuss definitely those things. I will guide you regarding your different activity, what you have to follow. Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you so
Thank you,
much.
Alice. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
Big round of applause for me.
Okay. No problem. Fine. So everybody already identify their problem statement. The two student, that is one is Jekaris and another is Mohammed. So pass this information to this two student that they have to present in the last lab session. They have to give their final presentation. Okay. Okay. David is saying that, and we are dealing with the problem which can happen between teacher and student, like lack of teamwork, empathy, support between the student. Okay, so this thing is already there. It the solution regarding this already existing. So what new thing you go for that? Even in, like you saying that empathy, at that in Marwadi University we have a mentor system, so we talk to our mentees, okay, and just create empathy with them, and whatever the problems they have, we always discuss that. Regarding lack of teamwork, so for that we have a different subjects where we have to always make a team and then after go ahead. Support between the students, for that you always have to present in your lab session and lecture session, you have to discuss with other, then after you becomes the friends, and then you get the support from other students. So these things is already exist. What you do in do new in this particular problem statement? Are you getting my point, David? Whatever the previous discussion we go for your problem statement, that is fine. Again you change the topic, that is again this topic is already there, the solutions are already there, then why go for this topic? You already identify your problem statement very well, we discuss about that also. You getting my point, David? Don't change your topic frequently. You will confuse in every topic, right? Whatever the problem statement you write it down in the share sheet, that is the solution of that is already available. So how we can find it out the innovative solution that is already available? Are you getting my point, David? And the team of the teacher and student related case study. Dereje Tamiru Hemanoth, are you getting my point? What you do new in this particular topic? Think about it and don't change your topic. Now it's your final topic. Don't change. Like if you go for the previous topic, that is fine. In this topic, you don't find any innovative solution. Okay, so whatever the topics in the previous lab session we discussed, that is fine. If you are going for this particular case study, you don't find any new things. And the TPS is regarding the innovation as well as the applying your engineering skill. How you apply the innovative and engineering skill in this teacher and student agreement problems. Okay, so think about it. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm just presenting my screen. I will give you some tips. Whenever you prepare your PPT, just keep in mind those tips. It will help you throughout your career. Whenever you go for any company, whenever you go for any business, it will help you. So my first question is, whenever you watch any TEDx video, whenever you watch any Microsoft company's product launching video, always in the background, they are just playing the slides. So what is the reason behind it to create a PPT? Can anyone tell me what is the reason behind why I'm telling you to create a PPT? You are orally told me regarding that, but what is the requirement to create a PPT? Anybody have any idea? So whenever you are creating the PPT, at that time, is there any miscommunication between the presenter and audience? I am become the presenter, you become the audience. So is there any communication gap between us? Then we can see or refer the PPT. As a presenter, like I'm taking my example, as a presenter, if I miss out some points, so I can refer the PPT and just check it out and give the information regarding that. Always keep in mind, in your PPT, don't include paragraphs. You have to divide your entire paragraph into points. Okay, what happen if you include the paragraph in your PPT? So you just read it out the entire paragraph. That is not the actual requirement of PPT. PPT always help when you forgot any point or where you see any pictures to your audience. At that time, it helps. But in our scenario, most of the student, what they do, even in the 5th semester or in 7th semester, they just include the paragraphs and just read it out. Don't do this thing. For every topic, for every point, you have to explain some of the things. Okay, so don't read it out entire PPT. So I'm just giving some of the tips for how to create a effective PPT. Just a second. Sirabitsu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you identified your problem statement?
I asked you if it's possible to collaborate with the as a 5 person, but You refused it.
But you already decided to go for a long in the last lab session. So what kind of issues you are facing to finding out the problem statement?
It's just that I've told you that I was working with as a 5 person with those guys.
Okay, so just write it down in the share sheet. Okay.
Meme say again?
Whatever the discussion you whatever the discussion you take with other people and you find it out any problem statement for yourself, so just write it down in the shared sheet here. Whatever the sheet I shared with you, you have to write it down in here. Like everybody, write it down their things. Okay. So you are performing alone or you are just merging with any of the group. Like this group is full, this group is full, again this group is full. So first group and the ISA group that is remaining, you are merging with them or you are just performing alone.
Okay, I'll perform alone.
Okay, so just for that, write it down your problem statement before the end of today. I already gave you 1 week, so now we have less time. So identify your problem statement, which social problem you want to address, and find out the solution for that. Okay, do this task before the end of today. Is it clear, Sirabitsu?
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay,
clear.
fine. Fine. And if you face any doubt regarding that, I will suggest you some of the things. Okay, you can mail me. So these are the points that we have to prepare a PPT. It always helps for the effective communication. If any communication gap between us, then we can remove that gap also. It will also help for proper understanding, like whatever the every person have the different tone of their languages, right? So sometimes it become difficult to understand the things, but as the data are available in the PPT, so it is become very easy to understand the things. It always provide a structure for easy understanding and explanation. In the starting of lab session, I already provide you the structure. Like in the first slide, you have to go for this. In the second slide, the topics you covered, that is your roadmap or index. So this is the structure of your PPT, right? So what thing you have to explain first, what thing you have to explain last. So that is entire structure provided by the PPT, and it becomes very easy to understand and easy to explain the things. It also helps to visualize the strategy, like we can give different images or different effects to different text, and as well as we can also include videos in this PPT, so it becomes very easy to visualize the strategy. And this point you have to keep in mind. Always refer your PPT when you forgot any points. As you can see in my PPT, only the points are there. There is no paragraph in that. So you have to prepare your PPT likewise. Don't, like in this entire space, you are just going for only one paragraph. Don't do this thing. If it is required, then you can use 2 line points, but not more than that. You just divide your entire long sentence into 2 different points. Fine. Okay. So in some of the PPT, like the Arial size font, that is size 12, 18, 24, 32, 36, and 44. So this first two font size, that is too small to read it out whenever you present your PPT. Always keep in mind when just see your slides or your screen away from 2 meter of your laptop screen, and definitely you will have an idea regarding the font size, which font size we have to finalize for the text. Okay, minimum that is 20 or 24 font sizes there. So you can go for that. Don't use too many colors like in this. Always don't use too many colors, don't use too many fonts. Like here it is italic, here it is underline, here I am giving the uh, subscript and this is the superscript. So here too many fonts and styles are there, so avoid those kind of things. In PPT, there is a rule that you have to follow throughout the slides. That is a 6 by 7 rule. What 6 by 7 rule says? No more than 6 lines per slide. Per slide, like if you are taking the example of this, so there must be a 6 point, maximum 6 points are there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so maximum 6 points are there. And if we are going for any one line, like any one point, there must be only the 7 words are there. It is very difficult to achieve it, but if you try to achieve it, then your PPT looks very professional. Fine. So there is always 6 by 7 rule are there. Try to follow it, but as an educational purpose, you are preparing your PPT at that time in some of the slide. This rule is not follow. Okay. I am asking about this thing. Don't do this. It is too detailed. Okay, don't do this. Like in your entire PPT, you are providing the paragraph. Don't do this. Just convert this entire paragraph into number of points. This looks very professional and it is much simpler to read it out. In the previous, it becomes very difficult to read it out also. Fine. So you can create the points. Always keep in mind the consistency. As you can see, this font size is throughout the same. The effect which I give in this title, that is same throughout the slides. Here, whatever the font or bullet I'm giving, that is throughout the same. Like I'm here, bullet color is blue. So throughout the slides, it must be blue. Here, justification. Justification means whatever your line end will be straight line. As you can see that both the lines are at the same ending. Okay, so you just apply justification. This much simpler. Avoid too much formatting, like you giving the in one slide you are giving the underline, bold, and again they different colors. So don't do this. Always keep in mind it. Always whenever you are giving any bold effect or you are changing any color, at that time it signify the importance. But here we always feel confused, like either seminar is important, particular subject is important, small group is important, or assigned reading is important. Again here consistency is not there, like first and 2 point are circle, third point is square. So this is the wrong way. Avoid those things. Transition. Transition means whenever the text appear, so at that time you can apply the animation. Whenever you are traversing from one slide to another slide, you can apply transition. Okay. So here I am giving the simple transition, that is appear and disappear. Don't use hi-fi animation. Like don't use this kind of animation. It is not professional. So keep in mind this thing. Also don't apply this kind of animation. Okay. Just fade or appear or disappear animations are there. So you can apply it. Okay. How to apply it? So just you can see that, go to the animation. Here appear and disappear or fade related things are there. 1, 2, 3 means first this come, then after second come, and third. This way you can apply the animation. Go to the transition part. So it will also give the transition related things. Again, whenever you are using transition, use simple transition. Don't use this kind of transition. Okay. Again, I am repeating. Don't use this kind of transition. Always we go for that. Make it clear capitalization. What it convey? Whenever you are reading any book, at that time, this thing is never happen that all the texts are on the capital, like in the second point. In the second point, all the words are on the uppercase. Okay. So it becomes very difficult to read it out. So your text must be a sentence case, that is the English language standard, like the every sentence first letter must be capital. So use those kind of thing. Don't use second point related formatting. Don't use third related point. Like first and third have a difference. As you can see, every word means every first letter of word is capital. But here are, can, be, and can be that have very less importance. So don't use the capitalize each word. Okay, use this kind of simple sentence cases. Okay, if you are using any text color, at that time keep in mind if white backgrounds are there, then dark colors should be there. Like in second point, it becomes very difficult to read it out. Okay, so first is high contrast, and second is low contrast. Okay, so keep in mind this thing. First is easy to read, and second is not easy to read. So keep in mind those things. First and second, what difference in this between these two boxes are there? The colors are not complements with each other in the first case, but the colors are complement in the second case. It is very easy to read this second box than the first box. If you are using images, make sure you can use this kind of images. Size should be larger than this. Okay, so keep in mind whenever you are using any picture, size should be large. High quality images are required. Don't use blur images. Use high images at HD quality photographs. There are different websites are there who providing the different free stock images, so you can refer those also. Consistency must be there throughout your report, like justifications are there throughout your PPT. As you can see in my PPT, the font size is same, the font style is same. Okay, so keep in mind this thing. Like whenever you are giving the bold effect, that implies the importance. Okay, so always bold, italic, and underline is helpful to implies the importance. But in the next case, you are always confused, like different color as used for different words. So it confuse either seminar is important, small groups is important, assigned reading is important, or focus is important. So don't use this kind of thing. There is always triple E formula. First is educate. So you have to give idea about your problem statement, then entertain. So for that you can play any small 2 to 3 minute video, or you can provide images so that audience have clear idea regarding your problem statement, and it attract to audience also. Third is engage. Whenever you are explaining your problem statement, you can ask question in between. You can perform any activity to your audience or your classmates also. So in that way, all the students or all the other listener will engaged. Okay. Again, another formula is WWH formula that you have to follow in your presentation. First is what. So what is your problem statement? Why it is a problem, and how you find it out the solution for that. Okay, so this way you include all the things, and these are the general formula for creating the PPT. Okay, so that's it from my side. Is there any doubts from your side? You can ask me. I will take the attendance. Meanwhile, you have any doubts regarding that, be ready for your presentation in next lab session, everybody. That is your last lab session. After that, we will not have any session regarding the DTPS. Fine. Make sure everybody present. If you have any genuine reason, then you can mail me. Otherwise, you must have to present your problem statement. And before the 8th August, submit your lab manual as well as your Coursera certificate. Otherwise, it will deduct your marks. Okay. Taking your attendance, David. David, are you there? Okay, yes, you have mic problem. Iba? Iba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Enjidawar? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hemanath? Fine. Okay. Hemanath? Hemanath? Isaac?
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Hemanath. Fine. Yes,
Hayvanat is
yes,
present.
Hemanath. Alisof? Okay. Krishna?
Yes, ma'am.
Mathos? Okay. Nahum?
Present.
Nahum? Okay. Nigetu?
Yes, ma'am.
Shekhar?
Yes, ma'am.
Sirabitsu?
Yes, ma'am.
Tamiru?
Present.
Can
Okay.
we leave?
Okay, Shekhar. Johannes?
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Everybody, you can leave the meeting. Thank you all. Yes, Gloria. I mark you present. Make sure be present in next lab session with final PPT. Thank you all. Hemanath, you can leave the meeting. Mathos, you can leave the meeting.